Welcome back to the ASUG News Studio. My name is Tom Wilgen from ASUG News. We are delighted to have in studio Peter Maier from SAP. Welcome.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for having me.
Sure, made the long journey over. You are General Manager of Line of Business Solutions for SAP.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that job. And again, you're speaking to ASUG members who are obviously bought in to SAP. They want to get more value out of it. So tell us a little bit about your job.
Absolutely. So first of all, thank you for having me today. From my job point of view, it's pretty simple. SAP continuously, we need to make sure we provide innovation for our customers. And from a line of business point of view, I first of all responsible with my team to make sure we identify the key areas where a certain line of business like procurement, like HR, etc. is going to, number one. Defining what is basically required from a marketing point of view, and then roll the whole solutions out towards the different markets, towards the different route of markets, towards the partner ecosystem, to really make sure that our customers get finally value out of our solutions. So that's basically roll in of the key requirements, but then also making sure that we roll out the solutions towards the customer in order to achieve the necessary value.
Right. SAP has developed so many great business solutions over the years. How do you go ahead about making strategies for the future when there are, a lot of great things, and then not only that, but you have the technology underneath. We're hearing things about HANA, the business suite on HANA. What's the kind of strategy to make sure that that roadmap can match with what customers are doing today? How do you guys go after that?
I think that's an excellent question. And I'm pretty clear what we do there. So we have, as you have said, we have launched a lot of innovation last year and in the last couple of months, right? And it's now our desire to make very clear towards our customer and make it relevant for their business. So I give you an example. We need to make sure that with the cloud offering we have from HR, we make that relevant to the HR people, right?
Sure.
The cloud offering which we have from procurement, we make that relevant to the procurement people. Mobility gets relevant to the procurement people or to the HR people. HANA gets basically relevant for the CFO. So at the end, it's not about the three-letter acronyms or the innovations per se in the technology. It's all about how can we make that relevant towards a line of business in a particular industry.
Sure.
So that's the key challenge. And what we do there is also pretty clear. We will make sure that we bundle the products which we have, we bundle them in towards solutions. So that you basically have a very clear way how you implement our solutions moving forward. And that includes the software, that includes the services, and that includes also the content. And we will provide a tool for our customers, but also for the ecosystem, where you simply have two ways to enter. You are in a certain industry, and you do a certain job, you have a certain responsibility, the line of business.
Sure.
And then you are basically able to see exactly how we make the innovation relevant for you as a person in that company.
Right.
Drill down towards the final applications in the software.
Right.
So, great undertaking which we do there in order to make that.
I was going to say, the portfolio is pretty big. How do you wrap your arms around that? It's a huge, when you look at it, the SAP Business Suite portfolio, it's big.
Yeah, I would go beyond that. I think we can manage the SAP Business Suite, but just add HANA, just add mobility, just let the cloud offerings, the partner solutions into that. So we transfer our go-to-market completely from a three-letter acronyms go-to-market towards a solution go-to-market, which includes pretty clear different components which we have in our portfolio, and that we define the solutions which really deliver business value for our customers, and not rather just launching solutions for the sake of the three-letter acronym,
Right. Well, I've seen SAP moving away from that. I think your CMO, Jonathan Becker, he has publicly talked about getting rid of those three-letter acronyms and really moving the business, appealing to the business, not just IT, because traditionally, obviously SAP was kind of IT's area, right? But now you're moving away really to business people embracing these solutions.
Absolutely, Jonathan is completely right, and we joined forces. I think the first starting point is one common taxonomy which we have to take, so that we have one common understanding, the customer and SAP.
Sure.
And we basically have made sure now that we assemble our solutions in a way according to that taxonomy. Now, You mentioned that we traditionally came from an IT, from a CIO point of view. That is true, yet with that undertaken, we help the CIO to get closer towards the line of business, and with that changed message, we're also able to talk directly to the line of business. So it's not about to go around the CIO, not at all. It's helping him, but also helping the line of business to get to one language, and that one language is the taxonomy where we roll this whole thing out, moving forward to our customer base and towards our ecosystem.
Right.
And that will vary. That will vary from a market. So we have BRIC countries, for example, or we have China, Russia. We have Latin America, for example, where we somehow have a different approach. So I don't want to say we have one common approach. We have to see the local requirements as well, which we face in a certain region or in a certain line of business.
Okay. I actually wrote a story for ASUG News a little while ago talking about getting to ECC 6.0 and then, really embracing the business suite from there. It seems like if companies can get over that last big upgrade, that last big hurdle, there is a lot of, I know you guys have been talking, innovation without disruption, but it does seem like with the enhancement packs that there's that kind of light at the end of the tunnel. There's a lot that, can you talk a little bit about that and our customers buying into that? Are you seeing that?
Yeah, absolutely. We basically, and the user groups have a key input into our product strategy, which we have outlined last year. We basically heard three things. First, we would like to have continuous, and you mentioned it, in a non-disruptive way, delivered new innovation, right?
Yep.
Number one. The number two, please do it in a non-disruptive way. Get innovation, non-disruptive, and make sure we have a long-term predictability. So that's exactly what we have done, and we also have changed in that way the way how we deliver solutions, so that we are really dressing up now a CIO for the business, that he's not always after the fact, has to do a big upgrade. So we are now with the new capability, with this new launch of solutions, we are now able to provide that in a non-disruptive way. And I still see that as one of the key differentiator moving forward. From my point of view, this is unique in the market, and we are continuously working on that. We have a lot of effort in place in order to keep that. Non-disruptive is very easy on a slide, and I know that's very cumbersome, to live it in the real world.
Right.
But we are completely committed to that.
Right. Well, the other thing along those lines is shelfware. I think has been an issue for customers over the years.
Yeah.
How is that, in SAP's eyes, how are you guys attacking that? Will that be ameliorated or, made a little better when we look at Business Suite as we go out further and align to business solutions?
I would like to give two answers on that. I think the first one, I have given you already, that we changed the way how we bring innovations towards the market in that non-disruptive way, in the new delivery method. So that's number one. The number two, we have taken a massive investment related to the usability of our solutions, where we have to distinguish between a casual user and a professional user.
Yep.
The most focus right now is on the casual user, to bring the casual user up on SAP. And we did two things. First, we basically increased the usability, and we changed the user experience per se, so that we have an inspired business suite moving forward, right? So where we have in HR, in procurement, in financials, where we have side panels for professional users, but also getting the casual users on an HTML5 new technology. Sure. So that's the second one. And the third one is all about mobile. So we will be able, a lot of people who are right now using the SAP solution in the traditional way, in the business suite, getting them towards the mobile device and making sure, and that's a key objective of us, to bring all the people who are basically leveraging the business suite right now in the back end, so to speak, to bring them towards the mobile devices. And that's a clear strategy, and we see great results already, customer adopting that.
Last question, and then I'll let you go, is we talk about HANA. Obviously, it's a big future.
Sure.
When you think about HANA-izing, certain line of business applications, how does that process work? Customers might want to know, will my line of business app eventually be on HANA? I mean, how are you guys deciding where that's going to go? I know, at the end of the year, HANA's going to supposedly run under the business suite and things like that, but for line of business apps, how will that work?
Yeah, I would say the first answer is yes, the second is yes, and the third is it important is also yes. But I think we have to go one step back, right? From a line of business point of view, let's just take the CFO, right? And yeah, just take that as an example. I think that's the very clear guidance is that we made now HANA available for the business information warehouse, that we basically has first on the information system that we put HANA underneath on that, right?
Okay.
That was the first step.
Sure.
And that's exactly the right thing. Why? Because we have to make sure it works, it's scalable, etc., etc. The next step which we have taken for the line of business finance, for example, we provided so-called accelerators. Accelerator for their business. For example, at a month's end to do the month's end close, where we had in the past, it took hours, a lot of hours. We reduced that to minutes, so that you really can do now what ifs, gives the CFO much more time to prepare his quarter end results, right?
And let's hope it's good.
And
that's
hopefully a very good one, right? And moving forward, we will make sure that the business suite and take the experience which we have now on the BW, that we make also sure that we transfer that the HANA under the business suite, right?
Okay.
That is the current plan. We are working already with co-innovation customers on that, but that's right now. There is no date right now which I will publish right now on that one. But very encouraging. So every line of business person will get HANA. But again, it's not for the sake of technology. I would like to emphasize again, we want to deliver business value with HANA for the CFO, for the head of procurement, and for the different line of business.
Great. Well, that seems like a great place to end. Thank you very much for coming
Absolutely.
by. Stay tuned and check out asugnews.com for more information and more interviews. We'll be right back in about 15 minutes.